The Outcasts and Corsairs. Asuryani outcasts, known as Anrathe in the Eldari lexicon, are those Asuryani who have taken up the path of the outcast and left their home craftworld to wander the galaxy when they find the rigid Asuryani lifestyle suffocating. Some may even leave the Asuryani path altogether. Such exile can also occur because these Eldari have committed some unforgivable crime against their fellow Asuryani, such as walking the path of damnation that leads to consumption by the Eldari's darkest impulses. There are many kinds of outcast, each with a varying degree of dissociation from their kin. Some craftworlders simply yearn for the undiscovered vistas of open space and take the road less traveled, codified among the people of the craftworld as the path of the outcast until their wanderlust is sated. The majority of them eventually return home to take up a new path and rejoin their people, bringing with them alien treasures and tales of new worlds, fabulous discoveries, and battles on the edges of the galaxy that help to enrich the broader Asuryani society. Many Asuryani leave the path entirely, spending Terran years or solar decades in exile. During this time, they must bear the terrible burden of their heightened consciousness without the protection of their rigid self-discipline offered by the path. Their physically potent and sensitive minds are a beacon to predatory demons, and in particular to the great enemy Slaanesh. So, only Eldari of especially strong character and will can survive for long. These outcasts leave their craftworlds to carve out lives elsewhere, often wandering the galaxy and visiting the worlds of humanity, or seeking to experience the wild and technologically primitive lives of the exodites of the Maiden Worlds. These inscrutable nomads are welcome aboard craftworlds only briefly, for their minds are dangerously unguarded and can attract predators from the psychic realms of the warp. Many of them are also disruptive in another sense, for simply by their presence, they can distract young and inexperienced Eldari from the Asuryani path, as romantic tales of travel and freedom follow in their wake. The wildest of all outcasts become Eldari corsairs and raiders. They often continue to trade with and visit their home craftworld, whilst plundering the starships of humans, orcs, and even other Eldari. These mavericks may even sometimes hire out their services as mercenaries to alien races, while many a voyage of exploration has turned into a military venture. As home and the disciplines of the Asuryani path become increasingly remote, the naturally wild and amoral character of the Eldari resurfaces. Eldari pirates are quick-tempered and unpredictable, equally inclined to magnanimity and wanton slaughter, and many of their fleets have become infamous. On occasion, corsair fleets will join with the ships of a craftworld in response to a common threat, while at other times, a craftworld may aid its corsair, or in even rarer circumstances, even Drukhari, cousins on a mission of war, all of which adds to the illusion of mankind that the Eldari as a whole are little more than a race of piratical raiders and slavers hell-bent on indiscriminate slaughter. It is for this reason that so many Asuryani outcasts are often confused with their Drukhari counterparts. Those outcasts who walk this path for too long may ultimately be consumed by the path of damnation, and so begin to be enslaved by the same lust for suffering and death that corrupted both their Drukhari cousins and the ancient Eldari pleasure cults that led to the fall of their civilization more than 10,000 Terran years ago. More than a few of them have made their way to Komorag and found a new home among the sadistic folk of the Dark City. Not all who leave their craft worlds become wandering nomads or piratical Eldari corsairs. A select few hear the laughter of the Eldari god Kegorak in their dreams, and join the enigmatic Harlequin troops who travel between the realms of their divided kin as performers and messengers seeking to keep alive a common Eldari culture. Many more have joined the growing Inari movement, flocking to the banner of Ivrain, the prophet of Unid, the god of the dead. The elders of the craft worlds have, for the most part, condemned the new faction's radical beliefs as dangerous and misguided, branding those of the Asuriani who turned their backs on the old ways as the pathless.